Hello and welcome to Clipping In. Sunday the 30th of June, and today let's do a Sunday morning spin to the White House. This time let's hope we get there. Yes, after last Sunday's exploits when I came across the road closure, roadblock on the Cragvale Road, and I had to improvise a detour. That was a bit of a surprise. I looked up the Crag Challenge, and it's been running for 10 years now, since the Tour de France visited the area in 2014, and they have official council and police closure permission between 8 AM and midday, and they run all kinds of junior races, adult foot races, cycle events, all kinds of stuff. So I think it's a good thing. I just wish they'd invest in some signage and let you know on dead end roads a little bit earlier that there's going to be no way through. That was a bit of a surprise, but overall it looks like a good thing. It's nice when they keep events going 10 years on. So I'm just passing through Sowerby Bridge. I'm heading up to the White House, Blackstone Edge, Hollingwood Lake, that area. Different to last week, I'm not taking the Sowerby Village Aaron Hill route. I'm going on the main road to Ripponden and then up past the Batings. Looking up towards the Batings Dam there, and that cluster of pylons on top of the hill, that's where we're headed. That's the top of Blackstone Edge on the White House. A little bit cloudy, but should be okay. Quite cold this morning. 11C when I set off at 8. Chilly, I think it's a northwesterly wind. Back to knee warmers and a cap under the helmet. I think we've had summer. Been and gone. Climbing up towards Blackstone Edge now, probably about halfway. I'd like to thank everyone who responded to that post midweek when I was asking what resolution do you use for YouTube and Clipping In. I default 480, 720, 1080 or all the way up to 4K. Goodness me, I dread to think what 4K 55-inch smart TV looks like. So I asked that because for a long time I defaulted to 4K uploads for Clipping In, but then there were problems earlier this year. YouTube processing was getting really messy on 4K, and also when I was doing those rides on the chest camera, the file size was getting huge, sort of 25-30 gig. So for a while I dropped to 1080. Now that I'm doing shorter videos again, I've gone back to 4K, but I was asking the question for when eventually I get more time, I bring the chest cam back, the videos get longer, and I think, judging by the response, I'll drop back to 1080. Unless there are any further objections, speak now or forever hold your peace. Top of Blackstone Edge and the reservoir, and that road coming in there on the right, Turvin Road, is the Cragvale Road that goes down to Mytholmroyd, which will have been closed last week. Camera going away now for a descent to Littleborough. Hollingwood Lake. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing this time. I'm sure I traumatized several hundred people last time. So I climbed from Newhay up and over to Denshaw. Couldn't film there, I got into a broken up club run. They were strung out, so I couldn't really take a camera out. And by the time I'd overtaken the leading two, it was time for descending. But this is the good old Christmas reservoir outside Denshaw, and in that direction is Buckstones. You can see a footpath there on the right. That's where the Pennine Way crosses this road, and it goes eventually over the M62 motorway to Blackstone Edge, and eventually Hebden Bridge for that stage. So it's what we can call the Marsden Hebden Bridge stage, and I never get tired of this view, and therefore I never get tired of repeating it for clipping in, looking over towards the Buckstones Rocks, Emily Moor Mast in the distance, and you might get a peep of the valley where Marsden sits, and behind what we'd call Wessenden Moor and Home Moss. Now this might be a case for 4K. If the resolution's there, you could see Home Moss aerial. Wonderful. The eagle-eyed amongst you will have spotted a different bike. It's not the titanium machine today. It's the old racing bike, the Cannondale System 6, from 17 years ago. What a monster. Aye, aye. The end of another ride, the end of another escape act. Now returning to normal life again. Boo! This ride's going to be about 45.5 to 46 miles. The rain held off when it mattered, and it's been a therapeutic outing. I'll say goodbye for this edition of Clipping In and see you back out on the Yorkshire roads before too long. Bye bye.